Have you ever found yourself stuck in a loop of endless thoughts, unable to make a decision or move forward? Overthinking can feel like a heavy weight, clouding your mind and draining your energy, especially for those who strive for clarity and purpose. The good news is, there are practical ways to break free from this cycle, inspired by timeless wisdom. As someone who understands the struggle of a restless mind, I'm here to guide you with empathy and insight. In this video, I'll share 6 simple, actionable steps to overcome overthinking and find peace. Rooted in Buddhist teachings but easy for anyone to apply. Stay with me until the end to discover how to quiet your mind and live with greater ease. Let's dive in. Teaching 1. Focus on what you can control. To overcome overthinking, direct your energy solely to what you can control in the present moment, letting go of what lies beyond your influence. Overthinking often traps us in a cycle of worry about things we cannot change, past mistakes, others' actions, or uncertain futures. This mental churning creates stress, clouds judgment, and pulls disciplined minds away from purposeful action. For those seeking clarity, dwelling on the uncontrollable feels like running in place, exhausting energy without progress. Buddhist teachings emphasize living fully in the present, recognizing that clinging to what we cannot control fuels suffering. This wisdom encourages us to focus on our actions and intentions in the current moment, freeing the mind from unnecessary burdens and fostering inner peace. By focusing only on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, you anchor yourself in the present. This disciplined approach cuts through overthinking by giving you a clear path forward. Instead of spiraling over what might happen or what others think, identify one small, actionable step you can take now. This shift empowers you to act with intention, building confidence and reducing mental clutter. A young monk, overwhelmed by worries about his future, approached his master. "How can I stop thinking about what lies ahead?" he asked. The master pointed to a flowing river and said, "See how the water moves around the rocks? It doesn't stop to question them, it flows where it can." The monk realized his mind was like the river, caught on obstacles he couldn't move. By focusing only on his next step, his daily practice, he found peace in the present. To apply this teaching, pause when you feel overthinking, take hold. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? It might be as simple as organizing your workspace, responding kindly in a conversation, or taking a mindful breath. Write down one action you can take today, and do it without delay. By training your mind to focus on the present, you'll find clarity and calm, moving closer to a life of purpose and ease. Start small, and let this practice guide you out of overthinking's grip. Teaching 2. Anchor yourself in purposeful questions. To overcome overthinking, anchor your mind with purposeful questions that guide you toward clarity and action, steering away from endless mental loops. Overthinking often spirals when the mind gets lost in vague worries or unanswerable questions like, "What if I fail?" or "Why did this happen?" For disciplined individuals, this can feel like a betrayal of their clarity-seeking nature, as the mind churns without direction, wasting energy and creating confusion instead of progress. Buddhist teachings encourage mindful inquiry to cut through mental clutter. By asking questions that focus on the present and align with your deeper intentions, you cultivate awareness and discernment, moving away from aimless rumination toward purposeful action. When overthinking strikes, pause and ask clear, grounding questions like, "What is the core issue here?" or "What's the next step I can take?" These questions act like a compass, redirecting your mind from chaos to focus. They help you identify what truly matters and prompt small, actionable steps, breaking the cycle of overthinking and fostering confidence in your decisions. A student approached a Zen master, tormented by endless thoughts about his path in life. "My mind won't stop questioning," he said. The master handed him a broom and asked, "What is the purpose of this broom?" The student replied, "To sweep." The master nodded, "Then sweep. Ask only what helps you act." As the student swept the courtyard, his mind settled, finding clarity in the simple act guided by a clear question. Next time you feel trapped in overthinking, stop and write down one question that focuses on the present. Like, what can I do right now to move forward? Or, what is most important in this moment? Reflect on it briefly, then act on the answer, even if it's a small step. This practice trains your mind to stay purposeful and present, reducing overwhelm. Embrace this disciplined approach to questioning, and you'll find a clearer path through the fog of overthinking. Teaching 3. Break problems into smaller pieces. To overcome overthinking, break large challenges into smaller, manageable pieces, tackling them one at a time to foster clarity and progress. Overthinking often arises when we face overwhelming problems that seem too big to handle. The mind spins, trying to solve everything at once, leading to paralysis and frustration. For those who value discipline and wisdom, this mental overload can feel like a barrier to purposeful action, trapping them in a cycle of worry instead of solutions. Buddhist teachings emphasize simplicity and presence, encouraging us to approach life step by step. By focusing on the immediate task at hand, we cultivate a calm mind and steady progress, avoiding the trap of being consumed by the enormity of a challenge. When a problem feels daunting, divide it into smaller, actionable parts. Focus on completing just one piece at a time, letting go of the need to solve the entire issue immediately. This disciplined approach reduces overwhelm, clarifies your path, and builds momentum, helping you move forward without getting lost in overthinking. A monk was tasked with moving a pile of heavy stones to build a temple wall. Overwhelmed by the size of the task, he fretted endlessly. His master approached and said, "Move one stone today, that is enough." The monk followed, placing one stone each day. Over time, the wall took shape, and his mind grew calm, unburdened by the whole task. By focusing on one stone, he completed what once seemed impossible. When overthinking strikes, write down the big challenge you're facing, then list 3 small steps you can take to address it. Choose one step to act on today, something as simple as researching a topic, making a call, or drafting a plan. Complete it before thinking about the next. This practice keeps your mind focused and productive, turning overwhelming problems into achievable tasks. Start with one piece today, and trust that steady progress will lead you through. Teaching 4. Practice intentional pauses. To overcome overthinking, practice intentional pauses to interrupt mental spirals and return your focus to the present moment. Overthinking can feel like a runaway train, with thoughts spiraling faster and faster, pulling us away from clarity. For disciplined individuals, this mental chaos is frustrating, as it disrupts the ability to act with purpose and stay grounded. The mind gets caught in endless loops, draining energy and clouding judgment. Buddhist teachings emphasize the power of pausing to cultivate mindfulness and awareness. By stepping back from the rush of thoughts, we create space to observe our mind and reconnect with the present, allowing clarity to emerge naturally. When you notice overthinking taking hold, deliberately pause. Take a few deep breaths, step away from the situation, or sit quietly for a moment. This intentional break interrupts the cycle of repetitive thoughts, giving your mind a chance to reset. By returning to the present, you regain control and can approach challenges with a calmer, clearer perspective. A monk, overwhelmed by worries about a forthcoming debate, sat fidgeting in the temple. His master noticed and said, "Walk to the garden and sit by the pond for 10 breaths." The monk did so, counting each breath slowly. As he watched the still water, his racing thoughts slowed, and he returned to the temple with a quiet mind, ready to speak clearly. The pause by the pond had restored his calm. The next time your mind starts to spiral, stop and commit to a brief pause. Try taking 5 slow, deep breaths, focusing only on the air moving in and out, or step outside for a 1-minute walk. Notice your surroundings to anchor yourself in the moment. This simple act of discipline can break the grip of overthinking, helping you return to your tasks with renewed focus. Make pausing a habit, and you'll find your mind grows steadier and more at ease over time. Teaching 5. Write to clarify your thoughts. To overcome overthinking, write down your thoughts to externalize them, organizing mental chaos into clear, insights, and actionable steps. Overthinking often traps the mind in a tangle of repetitive thoughts, making it hard to discern what's important. For those who value discipline and clarity, this mental clutter can feel like a roadblock, preventing decisive action and fostering confusion. The more thoughts swirl, the harder it is to find a way forward. Buddhist teachings encourage observing the mind with detachment to gain clarity. By stepping back and examining thoughts as they are, we can see them for what they are, temporary and manageable. Writing aligns with this wisdom, offering a way to observe and order thoughts, bringing calm and focus. When overthinking overwhelms you, take a moment to write freely about what's on your mind. Let your thoughts flow without judgment. Then review what you've written to identify key concerns or solutions. This process externalizes the chaos, helping you see patterns, prioritize what matters, and release unnecessary worries. Writing transforms vague thoughts into clear steps, grounding your mind in purpose. A young monk, troubled by endless doubts about his path, sat restlessly in meditation. His master handed him a scroll and said, "Write every thought that troubles you, then read it as if it were another's words." The monk wrote for hours, pouring out his fears. When he read the scroll, he saw his worries were fleeting and repetitive. With this clarity, he set the scroll aside and returned to his practice with a lighter mind. When overthinking strikes, grab a notebook or open a blank document. Set a timer for 5 minutes and write everything swirling in your head. Don't edit or judge. Afterward, underline 1 or 2 key points that stand out as important or actionable. Focus on those and let the rest go. This practice helps disciplined minds cut through mental noise and find clarity. Make writing a regular tool to quiet overthinking, and you'll discover a calmer, more focused way forward. Teaching 6. Accept imperfection as part of growth. To overcome overthinking, embrace imperfection as a natural part of growth, letting go of the need for perfect outcomes to move forward with confidence. Overthinking often stems from a fear of making mistakes or failing to achieve flawless results. For disciplined individuals, this pursuit of perfection can become paralyzing, as the mind fixates on potential errors or shortcomings. This fixation traps us in hesitation, preventing action and stifling progress toward our goals. Buddhist teachings remind us that life is inherently imperfect and ever-changing. By accepting this truth, we free ourselves from the burden of striving for unattainable ideals. This wisdom encourages us to see mistakes as opportunities for learning, fostering resilience and a lighter, more open mind. To break free from overthinking, accept that imperfection is part of any worthwhile journey. Instead of ruminating over what could go wrong, take action, knowing that mistakes are valuable lessons. Reflect briefly on setbacks to adjust your approach, then continue forward. This mindset shifts your focus from fear of failure to growth, reducing mental clutter and empowering decisive action. A monk, skilled in calligraphy, labored over a single scroll, discarding each attempt for its flaws. Frustrated, he showed his master a nearly perfect piece. The master smiled and spilled ink across it. "Now finish it," he said. The monk, stunned, added bold strokes to blend the spill, creating a striking work. He realized that beauty arose from embracing the unexpected, not chasing perfection. When overthinking holds you back, remind yourself that no action is perfect, but every step teaches. Choose one task you've been delaying due to fear of failure and commit to completing it imperfectly. Send that draft, start that project, or try that new skill. Afterward, note one lesson learned, no matter how small. This practice builds resilience and quiets the mind's need for flawless results. Embrace imperfection as your teacher, and you'll find freedom to act with clarity and courage. Conclusion: overthinking can weigh heavily on even the most disciplined minds. But with these 6 practical steps, focusing on what you can control, anchoring with purposeful questions, breaking problems into smaller pieces, practicing intentional pauses, writing to clarify thoughts, and accepting imperfection, you now have a clear path to find calm and clarity. Rooted in timeless wisdom, these teachings empower you to quiet mental chaos and live with purpose. Start applying these strategies today, beginning with one small step, and watch how your mind transforms. If this video resonated with you, please comment with your favorite teaching and subscribe for more wisdom to guide your journey. Let's keep growing together.